Yeah, a lot going on.
Yeah.
For filmmaker, I'm not sure if I'm a filmmaker yet. Maybe one day, but I've made a film.
Well, I think that qualifies you immediately. When you make one, you are now part of, I mean, you're part of a few fraternities. And I gotta say, solo sailing, which if you're a sailor, and that was my favorite thing to do, was to single hand on the Columbia River. I never crossed an ocean with crew, let alone by myself. And that is still, to me, amazing. And you've done it a few times.
Yeah.
How many times have you crossed the Atlantic?
4 times now.
4 times.
3 times solo, and then once for the Women in the Wind crossing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my first Atlantic crossing was in 2019 from the BVI to the Azores. I talked a little bit about this in the it was in the Wharram Women panel that we held yesterday here. And I ended up losing my mast on that first North Atlantic crossing in 2019. And that's how I ended up with a telephone pole as a mast, which I still have to this day.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a whole story.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And then 2020, I had plans to do different things. I was going to stay in Europe with the boat, but then once COVID happened and shutdowns and lockdowns, I was in the Canary Islands, and most of my family lives on this side of, or the American side of the Atlantic, Brazil, South America. So I decided to come back across, and that was, April to May 2020. And then I took the boat to Florida, and we did a major refit in North Florida, and then did the Women in the Wind crossing in 2022. And after I dropped the girls off in the Azores, I had to make it to Brazil by December. And,
Oh, wow.
well, it was actually by January, but I arrived December 18th in Ilhabela. And that was my longest crossing. That was solo. And it was 43 days from the Cape Verdes to Ilhabela.
Man.
Yeah, I loved it. I had always wondered, because I had done 2 30-day solo crossings and then a 30-day crossing with the girls, and so I knew what that was about, and it's very nice. And then was always curious as to how it would be with more time at sea, and after 43 days, I was like, okay, it just gets better.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I'd love to do 60 days, and my fantasy is to do around the world nonstop solo, just to be out there.
Nonstop.
Yeah.